Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to be completely forgotten? Despite everything you accomplish, the people you meet, what if it all was completely wiped away in an instant? That is the grim reality for this famous Roblox Showcase developer. A 3-time nominee and winner at the Bloxy Awards, with place visits in the tens of millions. Part of the elite builders of Robloxia, famous for making the 2017 Roblox Egg Hunt. And yet, you probably still don't know who I'm even talking about. It might sound insane, and believe me, I was in complete disbelief when I found out about this situation too. So if you also want to know the truth about their disappearance and the people tarnishing their legacy, we gotta go back about a week. I'm a big fan of showcase games. On the odd occasion, I browse the search tab looking for new ones to revisit, and some of the old ones I remember liking. But while I was looking, I had a memory come to me. Oh yeah, I should totally revisit one of those showcases by that one developer. For extra context here, because it might be a little bit confusing going forward, it had been a while since I last looked for a showcase, and I'm not good with usernames. But this particular showcase developer is genuinely one of my all-time favorites, and has been for a very long time. About 4 years ago, Roblox Studio was nowhere near as polished as it is today. Very few showcase games actually match the same level of quality as this particular developer's build. But it wasn't just the quality of the build. The details, the lighting, the texture, that was all great, but I think the most impressive thing of all was just how unique and creative every showcase of theirs was. And later, that creativity was recognized and rewarded by the Roblox community more officially. But I'll talk more about that later. Anyway, as I was trying to remember their username, I remembered that I sent them a message many years ago that they actually responded to. So, in an attempt to find their account, I looked through all my past messages, but the message wasn't there. I thought it was strange that a message I definitely remembered sending because of how excited I was to receive a response completely disappeared. That was when I suddenly remembered the name of one game they'd made a long time ago. A game that had been nominated for a Bloxy Award back in 2020. Oh yeah, that one had a really easy name to remember. I think it was Paris. So I went to the search tab and looked it up, and there it was. I remembered that thumbnail like the back of my hand. So I clicked it and opened the game's front page ready to play, but something was off. This game should have way more visits by now. Those favorites, the likes. I don't even recognize this developer's name. I clicked on the guy's account, but I only got even more confused. I've never seen this avatar. He only has 470 followers. I don't recognize this username, but he hasn't even changed it. Under his list of experiences, there were a few I recognized as extremely famous showcase games that should have tens, if not hundreds of thousands of visits now, at least. Aside from a couple though, each of them only had less than 1,000. This is not the developer I remember. I felt like I was being gaslit. Maybe I was misremembering it. Maybe that developer I remember admiring so much never actually even existed at all. Regardless, I was too deep now to just concede that I was delusional. So I opened YouTube to skim through the old Bloxy Awards nominees and winners of the showcase game category to finally, hopefully, get an answer. The 5th annual Bloxy Awards, uploaded 6 years ago. I had to do a lot of skipping through the video, but I eventually found the section I was looking for.
Favorite showcase: Apartment 23, Fintanest,
No.
Life of an Otaku,
No.
Neon District, Waitamo Glowworm Caves. And the winner is
Yes.
Apartment 23.
I recognized the winner immediately. Apartment 23 by Joseph 155.
Huh?
Well, I don't remember that name, but I do remember that game. So of course I searched up Joseph 155 on Roblox. That is not him. Why can't I find this freaking developer, dude? I realized that my final resort had to be Google, so I searched up Joseph 155, and oh no, a Roblox wiki for a deleted account. Set default 1. Of course, that was their name. How could I forget? Wait. How could anyone forget? Wait a minute, why was their account deleted? And why haven't I heard about this? And why has no one seemed to notice? I went to Reddit. One singular post about set default in the last year. 9 freaking months ago. They all had the same question I had clearly, but no one has an answer here. Twitter. Oh wait, no, that's not right, sorry. There we go. One singular thread from January this year. Yep, I recognize that avatar. This guy has 22,000 followers. Yep, that seems about right. But all those games, I recognized every one of them. I played them all. They all inspired me so much. There were no answers here though. The only lead I had was one reply on the Twitter thread from some guy named Serbs.
He recently got his BA in game design and worked in a software company. I assume he doesn't want to be associated with Roblox anymore given the silent takedown of his work.
That doesn't really make much sense though. Just because you've got a bachelor's in game design doesn't mean you need to take down your entire Roblox account. They weren't affiliated with Set Default at all though, from what I could see. So I couldn't fully trust that vague explanation for their strange disappearance. Still, it was better than nothing. So, having a bit of closure, I continued looking for showcase games. But as I was scrolling down, I suddenly came across another thumbnail that looked familiar. Yeah, I remember this one. It's called Takala Lake. Yeah, that's the name. But again, when I clicked the thumbnail, yep, another developer I don't recognize. Alright, that's fine. I guess maybe they're just archiving it. But there was no credit or even mention of Set Default in the description. Curious, I joined the game and I immediately was hit by a wave of nostalgia. But I was interrupted. A donation board? A donation board? And it's raised over 2,000 Robux? For what? All this guy did was re-upload a showcase he didn't even make. I genuinely felt sick. The developer I'd respected and admired so much was basically erased from existence, and now people were re-uploading his hard work without credit or permission, and they were profiting from it. Suddenly that vague Twitter comment wasn't enough closure for me anymore. I had to find a better explanation. And luckily for me, there was actually one more post on Twitter mentioning Set Default that I'd missed. The post had nothing to do with Roblox, but the Twitter user, Ariel's Above, they look like some kind of Roblox developer, and by the looks of it, they probably know Set Default personally. I didn't realize it at the time, but they were actually one of the oldest members of the Elite Builders of Roblox group. I went to send a DM, but nope. Okay, guess I need to be verified for that. No worries. I'll just leave a comment under their post. Hey, I was gonna send you a DM about it, but I'm not verified. I'm a huge long-time fan of Set Default 1, but I can't find any info about why he left Roblox. If you have the chance and you feel like responding, any info is really appreciated. Alright, so it's been a few days since I sent that Twitter DM, and honestly, I really wasn't even expecting a response. Ariel's Above doesn't even know me, and I'm sure they have much more important things going on in real life to reply to some random nosy Australian Roblox guy. I'm sure Set Default 1 had a really good reason to leave, considering the lengths they went to wipe their entire social media presence, and I still don't really know why they disappeared. It does kind of bother me that we might never get an answer, but I'm not actually making this video to find out why this developer disappeared. The truth is, I'm not going to allow my favorite developer to be completely forgotten. I want people to remember and recognize the impact that Set Default 1 had on Roblox.